Well, it's that time of year again. We've got a trade to discuss and what will be a busy next few weeks. We've saw an NHL trade over the past couple of days, and this one is another deal between the Rangers and the Ducks. They made a deal for Jacob Trouba over in, I think it was December or January, and now they've met another trade for a longtime New York Rangers player. We'll get to all the updates on Kreider being traded coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey Channel. Now before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so it's really appreciated. And also don't forget to stay tuned for my June 27th, June 28th, and July 1st live streams talking about the draft, free agency, and things like that. So don't forget to stay tuned for that. In today's video, I'm wearing my Seattle Kraken hat. I recently got this along with the Vegas Golden Knights hat I wore in one of my previous videos. So those are the only two hats I have. Remember, not sponsored or anything, but for today's video we're going to be wearing the Seattle Kraken ball cap. So in today's video we've got a trade to discuss. It's the first of what's going to be a lot of trades that are going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. This one's actually been brewing for a couple of days now. I think it was mentioned back over on Tuesday night that Kreider was getting traded. It took up until now, which is when I'm recording this on Thursday afternoon, to actually be finalized, but the full trade has been finalized. Chris Kreider is officially a member of the Anaheim Ducks. The trade is as follows. The Anaheim Ducks acquire Chris Kreider with his entire cap hit, so no money retention, and their 2025 fourth round pick back. That was the pick that they moved to New York in the Jacob Trouba deal. They get that pick back, and in exchange, New York Rangers acquire former second round pick Carey Terrance, as well as the Toronto Maple Leafs 2025 third round picks. This is a very intriguing move for both sides. We'll go over to the Rangers side first. When it goes to the Rangers, Kreider was a really good player. He's one of their best all-time players. I think he's the franchise's leader in playoff goals. He's one of the franchise's leader in the power play goal mark. Like, he's one of their best goal scorers ever. Like, Kreider was a great Ranger for a long time. So Kreider had a very fantastic run in New York, but this past year it seemed like he was sort of getting pushed out of New York. Like, he only had 22 goals last year, where he was a former 40 and 50 goal scorer. On top of that, his name was mentioned in trade rumors along with Trouba, who also moved to Anaheim in season, and now Kreider's going to be joining him there. So very interesting note there. When it comes to Chris Kreider, he's 34 years old. The left winger has 2 years left on his current contract with the AAV of $6.5 million. So if you're getting Chris Kreider, who's the 40-50 goal scorer and a solid point producer, a veteran leader on their team, I think he can be worth $6.5 million. If you're getting the guy who was playing last year, where he only had like 40 points and 22 goals, I don't think that's the sort of production for a $6.5 million player. So the Ducks are definitely taking a sort of chance that Kreider can rebound after what was a very subpar year last year. But I think he can. Kreider, I think, still a very fantastic top six forward. I think he's a really solid point producer. Put him on a top six where you got guys like Terry, Zegers, at least for now, Carlson, McTavish. Like, you put him on a top six with those types of players, I think he can do wonders for the Anaheim Ducks. So interesting note there, like I said, he had 22 goals, 30 points in 68 games this year, after he had 39 goals and 75 points in 82 games the year prior. So definitely was a massive step down, was injured a little bit too. So interesting note there, but if Kreider can bounce back, I love this deal for the Anaheim Ducks. They also get their fourth round pick back for this year. When you go over to the New York Rangers side, they get the entire Chris Kreider cap hit off the books, which is a very fantastic ad there for the Rangers. That's $6.5 million in cap space. Is it the return I was expecting them to get, like a second round pick and really good prospect? No, but it's a decent return, and the big update here is that the Rangers are able to clear off $6.5 million in cap space, which means they're going to have some cap space to play with later on in the offseason. So they get the Maple Leafs 2025 third round pick. That's not a bad pick. They move up 15 spots in their draft, so instead of an early fourth rounder, they get a late third rounder. They could flip this pick sometime before the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if they used it, so we're going to wait and see on that. But going up 15 spots in their draft is not anything to scoff at. And then on top of that, they get a really solid young prospect. That's Carey Terrance. Terrance is a center prospect. He's 20 years old. He was a 2023 second round pick. He seems like someone who eventually could be a solid third line center at the NHL level. Once again, no guarantees he will make it to the NHL, but given the fact he's a second round pick, he had a solid season last year, putting up 20 goals and 39 points in 45 OHL games. Like, he had a really good season over with Erie in the OHL, so I don't think he's going to be an NHL player this year or potentially even next year, but I think in a couple of years down the road, Terrance could be a very solid bottom six center there for the New York Rangers, and he just started his first year of his ELC, so interesting note there. I think Terrance is going to be a really solid pickup here, former second round pick, and I think this is an all-right return for the New York Rangers for what they had to give up. So all in all, this is an interesting move there. The Ducks take a chance on a former 50 goal scorer, hoping that he can have a bounce back season after last year, a more veteran type guy. Put him on a team with the younger top six. I think Kreider can thrive and be a solid 30-40 goal scorer next year and put some pucks in the net for the Ducks. And the Ducks also trade down 15 spots for the Rangers. They trade up 15 spots, get a late third round pick. I think that could be a really solid pick up there for the Rangers. They get a former second round pick in Terrance, so I think eventually could be a solid bottom six forward. And the big thing for them here is that they get $6.5 million off the books. So very interesting note there. This is a smart move, I think, for both sides. I do like the Ducks to win this deal right now, just given the fact that I think Kreider, if he can bounce back next year, would be a solid player there for the Anaheim Ducks. But if Terrance develops into something really good and that third round pick either helps them get something or eventually turns into a really solid prospect, I can see that Rangers definitely win this deal. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. But after Trouba was traded to Anaheim in season a couple of months back, Kreider's now joining him in Anaheim as the Ducks acquire Chris Kreider for a third round pick and a former second round pick. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. But that's all the updates here when it comes to this trade. Like I said, I think the Ducks win it right now, but I would love to hear who you guys think won this Kreider deal down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. Make sure you like this video, and if you like it, subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this with all of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to stay tuned for my June 27th, June 28th, and July 1st live streams. I also have a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so check that out. I have a link to that in the description below. Can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.